Imagine sitting down to finally get that assignment done. Your laptop is open, the deadline is coming, and yet, instead of typing the first words, you scroll mindlessly through your phone. Minutes turn into hours, and suddenly panic sets in. Sound familiar? Let me introduce you to the chaotic duo living inside your head, Fresh and Lumi. Fresh is that part of you that focused, determined, and has your back like a older sibling. They're the one who wants to read books, write research papers, and just get the stuff done. But then there's Lumi. Lumi is a younger, louder, messy sibling who showed up the moment school started. He's the one dancing on your head when you're trying to focus, blasting TikTok, scrolling through memes, whispering, "Check your phone just 5 minutes." Fresh is dedicated, Lumi is noisy. They don't hate each other, but like any siblings stuck in the same room, your brain, they fight for your attention. Lumi hates when you treat Fresh well, when you start actually focusing, writing research papers, registering for programs. Lumi throws tantrums. He shows distractions. He shows up with your phone, YouTube, snake cravings, all the good stuff that feels great now, but ruins the focus later. He's not evil. He's just addicted to fast dopamine. That was me one night. My research paper deadline was heading over me like a storm cloud. I was exhausted, my brain was buzzing, and Lumi was absolutely thriving. I had half-written paragraphs, zero motivation, and TikTok playing in the background. But here's the thing. Procrastination is not just laziness. It's Lumi feeling ignored. According to the research by Dr. Pierce Steele, procrastination is more about emotional regulation than poor time management. It's how we avoid feelings like stress, frustration, or even fear of failure. Steele's meta-analysis of over 200 studies found that 81% of undergraduates procrastinate regularly, and among high schoolers, over 50% admit to frequent procrastination, while 86% say delay assignments they know they need to do. But here's the bad news. It doesn't stop after school. Research by Dr. Timothy Pitchell shows that chronic procrastination leads to lower productivity, reduced self-esteem, and even career struggles later in life. So, back to me panicking over my paper, scrolling endlessly, and fully stuck in the self-destruction guilt cycle. I knew I needed to shift. But not with some cliché, just focus harder advice. I needed something different, something both Fresh and Lumi can understand. In the middle of all noises, I stumbled across a sound. A song. Not just any song, one that for some reason caught Lumi off guard. It calmed him, stopped him, and Fresh had space. For the first time that night, I wasn't being dragged back and forth. A song became a soft melody between me and the chaos, and that's when I realized something powerful. Maybe you are the parent in this situation, and when these two, Fresh and Lumi, are fighting, you can please both of them at once? That's when it hit me. Music might be the one thing that both of them understand. Not in the same way, but in ways that help them coexist. Because just like people, Fresh and Lumi have very different music tastes. Fresh thrives on lofi beats, ambient focus tracks, and natural soundscapes. These genres whisper, let's breathe, let's slow down, let's finish that essay. Lumi, on the other hand, Lumi lives for hyperpop, TikTok hits, meme remixes, and it's loud, fast, and predictable, and full of vibes. And that's when I realized something. You're not just a student, you're a DJ for your own mind. You get to decide what plays and when. If Lumi is running wild, play something that calms him. If Fresh is fading, play something that brings them back to life. When both of them in balance, create a playlist that speaks both languages. But how do you actually find the right music for Fresh and Lumi? It's not one size fits all, and science proves it. As it was mentioned before, according to Dr. Pierce Steele, when stress, self-doubt, or anxiety show up, we escape into distractions. But music, especially the right kind of music, can regulate your mood, increase focus, and reduce stress, as shown in studies from Stanford and McGill University. It's not just entertainment, it's the therapy for the chaos in your head. When music enters your brain, it's not just background noise. It activates all 4 major lobes: the frontal lobe, decision-making, the temporal lobe, auditory processing, the occipital lobe, visual association, and the parietal lobe, sensational and spatial awareness. As one book titled Neuroanatomy, Laterospinal Tract by Keenan Javed, Vasmi Reddy, and Forshin Louis explained, these lobes work together to split sound into pitch, volume, and most importantly, sound. That's why the genre you choose really matters. Lofi and classical can slow the heartbeat and activate calm brain waves, while upbeat genres like EDM or pop light up the reward center, perfect for short bursts of motivation. So, next time you're setting up to study, experiment. Ask yourself, am I anxious? Try soft piano, nature, or ambient sounds. Am I bored? Try upbeat lofi, funky jazz, or wordless house music. Do you need energy? Try electronic instrumentals or high-beam pitch chill hop. Do you want to block everything out? Try ASMR, brown noise, or even video game soundtracks. It's not about what works for everyone. It's about finding the vibe, which gets both fresh and gloomy nodding in agreement. So, back to my story that night, I finished my paper. Not because I get myself to get it together, but because I gave fresh space to breathe and Lumi the vibe he needed to chill. So next time you're setting up to study, don't just open your notes. Open Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, or whenever you get your tunes and ask yourself, who's louder today, Fresh or Lumi? And then hit play accordingly. Because the power to focus isn't about effort, it's about the rhythm. And you, my friend, have the power to make both chaos and clarity dance to your beat.